What's up, guys? Welcome to Dark Heresy week number 6. I still can't believe we're that, like, we've been playing
happening!
Well, we've been playing for what, like, 5 months, and we're only week 6?
Something like that.
We should measure by months as opposed to even weeks now.
Welcome to month 4 of Dark
We're at month 5.
Time dilation is a phenomenon that we experience in the warp.
Exactly. Regardless, we're all here. Glad to be here. And, Steven, I asked you before the show that we don't remember anything about this show every time we start. So
no, of course not.
We've like wrote down the bonds and stuff. Can we go through those before we actually start playing?
Yeah, and like I'm gonna need some.
How we're all doing? Whoa.
Whoa!
We'll get to that, Jeff. We don't care. Look,
we don't care about
how you guys are doing. I
Your
want to know the
emotional
bonds.
state is irrelevant to the Omnisire.
Exactly. We'll get to that after.
You're already in character, TV. Son of a bitch.
He's dedicated. This man is dedicated to the universe.
Daniel Day
All the way. Not at all.
Jesus.
Yep. So yeah, like I was just trying to write up some stuff on what our bonds actually are, so that we can remember them. So at the end of each session, remember you get 50 XP for playing. If you choose a bond that you think is resolved, like it no longer describes your relationship with that person, you can mark it off and write a new bond. You gain 50 XP for both of you. If you fulfilled your disposition at least once this session, you gain 50 XP. And if you answer those 3 questions, which are fairly simple, you gain 50 XP for each of them. So, Jax, your disposition is to protect those weaker than yourself, right?
Yep.
Good. The only bond I have for you right now is Frick's Pilgrim is soft, but I will make her hard like me.
It's been a weeks of this journey.
I know, this is like the motto of the show now. It's great. Do you know if you have any other bonds?
I don't know if I have any other ones, no.
Would you care to make one up?
Yes. I
Excellent.
shall live beyond this day. No, something like it has to be about another character, right?
Yeah, specifically another player. Anything that's happened between you and someone else that you think sort of gives you new meaning to your
I
relationship
will
with them.
earn Kappa's respect.
I do
Good
like that
luck.
one. I will earn.
Well, I had to make it difficult. I'm not going to just...
Jax doesn't actually want to
gotta
resolve
make
bonds.
fucking Frick's hard, man. I mean, think about it.
Cool. Respect. Good. Fricks. The only one I had for you on this sheet is Eli is blind to the terrors of the warp. I will help educate him.
Didn't we solve?
That is solved.
Okay.
Definitely, we solved that.
Okay.
So I don't know that Fricks has any bonds. So Fricks, do you wanna choose a bond?
Well, I had mentioned, it's funny because I had mentioned that, I felt like I had in throughout the whole series some sort of engagement / relationship with Kappa and also with Jax, and Eli is the only one. I mean, other than like me blowing up a room and being naked, like we haven't had any sort of bond or interaction. So I think it should be something with Eli.
Okay.
And then
What do you think?
What do I think it would be?
Yeah. What do you think would define your relationship?
maybe that I feel like as I was reaching into the warp in that last battle, I felt like JP was definitely trying to kill Barbossa.
So I don't trust Eli's motivations regarding
or maybe I
our
question
allies.
them. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. I question Eli's motivations regarding our allies. Wonderful. All right, Mr. Kappa. Oh wait, Fricks, what's your disposition? Do you remember?
No, I think you told me and I wrote it down, and then my character sheet didn't save.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds likely.
Yeah. I don't.
Was it something to do with the warp? Like I will help people with the powers of the warp?
I think that's exactly
Didn't
it.
you get XP or something for that last session?
I
think that's what it
did.
was,
I
yeah.
did. Yeah. So I need a new one, I guess.
No,
Unless I
it's
just keep it.
persistent.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'll make sure I have it down.
It's
think I
like
sent you
a
my new
fundamental
character, right, Steven?
philosophy that defines the way you approach life, basically. It's like alignment.
Okay. Got it.
Mr. Kappa, your disposition is I will endanger myself to protect technology.
No, it isn't.
No?
It's I will endanger somebody else to protect technology.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. A critical
Endangering myself and the holy technology within? That would be an insult to the Omniscire.
Wonderful. Good. And as far as I know, you've got two bonds. Jax Romulus possesses a piece of tech heresy. This will not stand.
Didn't we solve that last
We
episode?
decided that he solved that.
I decided that I asked
We said
Jax
we were gonna,
casually.
Okay.
During this session, explain how it was solved or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to
That
explain
is what we're going to do. And then Eli has insulted the Omniscire. I don't trust him.
That was one, yeah. I don't know how that's solved, though.
It hasn't been solved. You have to prove your worth to Mr. Kappa, which I think is going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Engelbart is a very discerning individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who has Engelbart had my attention? Now he has my curiosity.
Oh, that
Cat
was
talking
me.
about that.
That was also me.
Okay, fricks. We're going to write that down because that's hilarious.
I can't believe you used that phrase. Jeez.
Engelbart had my attention.
This time on Racist Dark Heresy.
That's my curiosity. You mean normal Dark Heresy, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay, and Eli, do you remember what your disposition was?
Spur decisive action randomly.
Yeah. Spur others
And spur others
to
into
unplanned and decisive action.
There it is.
And if anybody watching is wondering what the hell we're talking about, because this isn't in the rule books, this all comes from a game called Dungeon World, which we just played our first session of yesterday in the research and development role-play game.
That cross promotion.
It was a lot of fun.
That's good.
And Eli, you have Engelbart Kappa owes me his life, whether he admits it or not, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I think that about covers it.
Okay. It's all in the doc. We've got it.
It's all here. It's in the Google Doc. We're
We've
not
got
going
it
to
written
forget it
down.
again.
Exactly. All right, Jeff.
Or Google Doc.
How you been doing, Jeff? You were. I'm asking you now, Jeff. You better talk. You got food.
Fuck. Thanks, JP. I'm doing great. Since we are doing Warhammer, I feel it prudent to mention that I just got the new Tyranid Codex. Really excited about it. It's one of those things where, like, it's kind of funny. In our little universe, imagine you're a Terran player, only you're actually the worst race. Okay, so it's not that you just complain about playing the worst race, it's that you actually are the worst race. That's Tyranids.
So you mean the last 6 months of StarCraft 2 meta then, yeah?
Right.
There you
Well,
go.
goes way beyond that. Terran's been crying since the very beginning. Tyranids have been suffering. They played an outdated codex. Now they're getting the new one. They're like, surely we'll get all this great stuff. We're really excited. The new codex comes riddled with like lots of nerfs and just flat out removing some of their best units. And it's like, and they're like looking to the skies like, why, Games Workshop? Why? They're really upset. But it's kind of fun because ever since the beginning, I played Tyranids. I didn't play Tyranids because I was then going to go on to like win every tournament with the easiest, best race. It's because it's more of a challenge and it's really fun. But also, they're aesthetically the coolest fucking things on the planet. So there's enough in here that I'm excited about it. So kind of new stuff. Also went to the Seahawk game. It was really fun. Ridiculous. It was the first time we went to an NFL playoff game. No, they won.
They won.
Oh.
Yeah. They're going to play the 49ers.
TV, that's
next
the game
Sunday,
where they
which is-
kick around the ball on the ground, right?
It's
Oh,
an egg,
you guys.
isn't it? You pick it up sometimes?
I think
Hand
so.
egg?
Hand egg.
You
Hand egg.
guys.
Hand egg.
Listen, John, you married an American woman, okay? It's time that it happened. You need to become fully American. Already I can see your lack of complaining about bread tweets happening. I know that you've succumbed to, like, eating Wonder Bread and shit like that. You're like,
I actually started making my own bread just specifically to
yeah,
avoid
see?
that.
You're an old
Yes.
person now.
That's an old American right there.
Yeah, you're an old fucking American. Wait till you... Oh, I can't even imagine. You're going to start sewing and shit.
Well, I mean, I came to the country and then instantly put on 50 pounds. I'm American now, right?
Well, that's
Maybe.
well, you know,
I
it's
feel
a
like
good
that's
start.
a cover. I think that's a cover.
Yeah.
If I go to Britain and my teeth fall out, my cheeks turn red, then I guess I could blame them. But for now, so that's been my weekend. Really excited to do this. I think we should still end with the same mantra that I think we can do this more actively, right, guys? Like maybe twice in this month. Just throwing it out there.
I like
know
how
about that.
Jeff has
I don't want to
inserted
go
this
crazy.
so early in the show
Yeah.
now, so like he can really just let it seep in.
No
Yeah,
way.
Actually,
I don't
the
know.
entirety of Dark Heresy is us role-playing whether or not we'll play again soon.
Oh god, it's really easy also to troll viewers right before the show, and it's like, guys, I've got some bad news, and then everyone's like, no, and I'm like, TB had to go get a hat, and we'll be live in like 5 minutes. They're like, oh, you fucking asshole.
Thank you for asking, JP. I'm doing great.
I was
thank you.
desperately looking for this hat, and I thought, right, I've got to get this one. But it's okay, because if I didn't have that,
What?
I have my
Give you bit.
new sphere interface right here.
Ooh. Ooh.
I think should do the trick.
Wow.
Is that when Engelbart likes to let loose? Is this?
This is my mind neural interface right here. You take this, and then you insert it into the holy socket.
I
Use
think
the
that's
correct
practice just to have a
rituals.
dick dangling in front of your face, bro.
Oh, that kind of looks like, like Avatar. So I guess like Warhammer 40,000 and Avatar are actually very similar. I mean,
Xenos, purge them!
Right, yeah, that was a real strong passion in the movie, I think. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh god. Wheat. What have you been up to lately, man?
Oh shit, same shit, different day, man. Actually, coming off of the
Are
holiday.
you calling
though.
role play shit, man? You played it yet?
No, man. You asked me what
Well, I mean, you do
what I've
do it
been
like
doing.
12 times a week. It's pretty much the
JP,
same show done over and over again.
Yeah, as much as the world does revolve around you, you also
right, yeah.
understand. Like when I'm not on role play, I do other things. Like I have a son, I have like a wife. I
What
I
an
had to
idiot.
babysit for my wife's best
Wait.
friend.
What a
6
moron.
Fricks
months.
has a
I-
wife?
What a moron.
No, I'm not Fricks yet. Not
Yeah, he
yet.
occasionally
God.
babysits
Things are
me
good,
week.
man. Things are good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we're doing role play. Let's do it.
The infant is inefficient. May I suggest recycling it for bio-waste?
Probably. Steven, have you cooked anything lately? I'm always interested to know what you've been cooking lately.
No, I've been lazy.
Blue meth.
Yeah. Recently, I've been lazy about cooking. I cooked another pecan pie, and it's been tiding me over for the week or so.
I love your form of laziness is something that I won't achieve for the next 20 years. You're like, made a pecan pie.
The best part is, I actually know that he cooked one and it failed or something, like the crust didn't.
Yes. Oh, it was awful.
See, this is the cooking woes of Steven Lumpkin right here.
Yeah.
You're in a
It-
slump.
it's- So when you cook a pie crust without a pie filling in it, you have to weight it down. And I don't have pie weights because that's like fancy.
Pie weights?
Yes,
That's an actual thing?
pie weights you can actually
That's some
buy.
forgotten techno arcana we don't know about.
Precisely. From
I'm glad
like
that
the
shocked John
1400s.
as much as it shocked me. 'Cause what the fuck?
So
I know pie
I had to I tried using dried beans first to weight it down, and that just ruined the entire.
Oh God, that
Delicious dried bean pie.
And the recipe told me to, but it lied, you guys.
really.
It
I was
lied.
gonna say because I was gonna ask you what's your thought process that eventually gets you to dried beans. So the fact that
I was
something
gonna weigh
told
it
you to
down with
use it.
figs, but the beans seem to be even lamer.
It was
You'd
awful.
best believe in bean pie, because there ain't one.
So the next time I used dried rice, and that worked.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. Amazon actually has an entire section dedicated to pie weights.
Holy
That's
shit,
amazing.
ordering me some
God.
pie weights right now. Oh, here we go.
They even have some Blackbird pie weights, some Fox Run pie weight chains.
Oh, that sounds very cute.
There was
Hey,
a ceramic
JP,
pie bird.
Yeah.
Did you know that Amsel is blackbird in German?
Is it really?
I read that on Reddit.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Are you telling me you can sprout wings and fly in R&D?
I don't know, man. The ultimate crossover is bound to happen. No, I'm
Maybe
just-
so.
Mm.
You're actually just a pie weight. That's what, lady? Oh, God. TB, last but not least, what have you been up to, man? Just making
Not so much.
videos, doing that
Yeah,
stuff?
make videos. Since we're on the Warhammer show, I find it pertinent to note that I have an actual Warhammer. So, just wanted to point this out. If we need a melee weapon
What?
later on in the show, this should work pretty well.
Why do you have an actual Warhammer?
Why wouldn't I have an actual
Why
Warhammer?
would you not? Why do you
Come
not
on.
have one?
I don't know.
It's got spikes
I don't
all
have a
over
good
it. It's
answer
quite
for that.
dangerous. I probably don't want to actually use it for anything. But
Did you buy that
yeah,
yourself, or did a fan send that to you? I'm very
no,
curious about this.
No, I
Warhammer.
bought that. It's like I just happened to be at a Renaissance fair at one point, and there were Warhammers, so I decided to get one.
I'm sorry. Did
just
you
happened
just
to-
drop the line? I happened to be at a Renaissance fair at one point.
Totally legit.
Of course.
I don't know if you can wander into one of those things, John. I'm not sure.
Oh,
that-
in North Carolina, you very much can
Oh,
wander into
Yeah,
a Renaissance
I
fair.
fair.
believe you
enough.
can.
It's one on every corner. There's just
fair
medieval
enough.
knights everywhere. Giant turkey legs. It's the only thing we eat here.
That's the only reason to go to a medieval.
They're
fair,
like,
is to eat the giant
your
turkey
accent
legs."
is phenomenal. How have you done this?
Well, just lots of practice, dear boy. Lots of practice.
Can you do an American accent, TV? By the way, just throwing that out there. Do you have an American accent?
Not really. My American accent is pretty cringeworthy. It's almost as bad as Jeff's Australian.
I used to have a glorious Australian.
Blimey, mate.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
I
good.
don't, I don't
No.
know what I'm doing.
It was entirely based on that crocodile hunter guy.
Yeah, crikey.
Oi! Over there's a natural predator. I can't do it though. It'll go into English within like 4 words and then Irish.
With, or less.
Disappointing.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it used to
Yeah.
be. It's bad now.
There you go.
So, yeah, aside from that, just normal videos. Been messing about with that Starbow mod lately. Doing a few casts of that. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, you were playing with was it Crank last night or the night before, or casting?
Yeah,
his matches or
I
something
started by
like that?
playing against Crank, which didn't really go too
Yeah,
well.
how'd that go?
Oh, so I learned what Dragoons do, and I learned that I probably can't beat someone that can micro their Dragoons and not lose a single one of them, so that didn't go
Dragoons-
well. And then he said, you should build tanks. So I built tanks, and suddenly it was great for about 5 minutes until he destroyed me completely. But
Dragoons
it was
best
fun.
described as competent stalkers. I would say that's what stalkers
Indeed,
are supposed to look like.
I initially started building vultures, and I sent my vultures after the Dragoon just laughed and blew them all up. So oh, okay then. This is not going to work. Oh yeah, I've been playing that. That's been fun. And doing a few streams. Did streams Metal Gear Rising and a few other things. So been doing a lot more streaming lately. But
Oh,
aside
did
from
that
that,
finally
usual
come
fare.
to computer?
Yeah,
It did, yeah.
2 days
It's all
ago.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
the
it's fun.
version's okay.
The 9th,
It plays
3
about the
days
same
ago.
as the console one.
it's a great game
very-
though. If you haven't played
yeah.
it, play it.
Just a fun couple of
Fantastic
days.
game. Yeah. Comes with a DLC as well, and it's $30, so it's not too
Wait,
bad a deal.
What's the DLC for that game?
Well, there's a Blade Wolf DLC, which I assume lets you play the dog with the chainsaw tail. I hope.
Shit,
If
Oh.
it doesn't, then they've done that completely wrong.
might have to buy that now. Anyways, let's talk about Dark Heresy. Steven, why don't you catch us up where we are story wise? Because it's been like a month, man. We don't
Yeah.
know.
So
I could
last
actually
time,
catch us up.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did we do, Jeff?
We fought in the sewer against a bunch of dudes, and then we ended up with some sisters, man.
Yeah, that's
4
absolutely
hours.
true.
Pretty much for 3 hours, we fought in the sewers and didn't die.
Reluctantly
Yeah.
fought in the
We did
sewers.
fight a lot.
Some people caught on fire and Barbosa died.
Yes.
I got a power sword.
Yeah. You got Barbosa's power sword.
Didn't we get it? We got someone else or some other weapon or some other armor or something too.
I got a shock maul too.
That's what it was.
You got a
yeah,
shock maul. You also got a light carapace helm, right?
Oh, that's cool too. Yeah, that's right.
You pulled it off of Ruck Thurstrom, who you murdered in cold blood. Because
I can't help but notice that once again, Jax Romulus is stealing all the loot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
what
I had
happened.
to slide for this one though. Fucking slid in there, and he's like, "You want to slide next to the big boss?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he hit me in the thigh, and I just went. "Ah!"
Awesome. And you ended up like in front of this statue of Saint Samson, who was responsible for rectifying the Imperial Creed through the Hazaroth Abyss, which is where Samson 4 is located now. And Engelbart managed to work some techno magic on it, slide the statue open, and you entered into like a reliquary, a shrine dedicated to Saint Samson, and you met this like old, decrepit old guy. And as someone in chat is pointing out, you met some nuns with guns. A couple of the Sisters O' Battle.
That's very true.
So yeah, here you are. You're standing in the fane of Saint Samson, and the priest. You're all over next to the altar, So I've actually drawn this out here, and you can just sort of see the top-down layout of this place. The altar is in the middle in this circular cleared space. And the priest he's a man, he's old, he's hunched, he's got a tonsure of white hair around his scalp. His entire body, his whole skin, his face, his hands are all covered with age spots. And every once in a while, as he sort of brings his hands and brings you bread and wine, you notice that his palms are crisscrossed with countless scars and a couple of fresh scabs. And next to the altar here, there are 3 sisters sororitas who are all wearing black and gold power armor. Well, actually, 2 of them are wearing black and gold power armor. The one on the left is wearing short cropped white hair with bangs. She's wearing black and gold power armor. She has at her waist a Godwin Diaz pattern bolt pistol and an onyx and gilt chainsword. And on the right is a woman with jet black hair that's pulled into a bun on the back of her head, and she has black and gold power armor, a Godwin Diaz pistol, and a chainsword as well. And then what we realized at the very end of last session is that the 3rd sister of battle here is Kalia. And we met her before when she danced with Jax Romulus at the party. And she has long flowing blonde hair. She has red lacquer power armor. And she is wielding a Godwin Diaz pattern bolt gun. And at her waist, it looks like she's got a flamer pistol strapped there.
Also, Steven, you say that we danced, but honestly that doesn't do it justice. Wasn't so much as a dance, it's more of like the perfection of what a human body can do on the dance floor. I feel like that was, yeah.
It was a communing with the Emperor's very spirit.
So much that maybe you'll do it again. Maybe you'll show us your amazing dancing feats again, Jax.
Now, Fricks. Let's not get too hasty here.
So,
right.
I think we left off. Kalia had just looked at you, Jax, and she said, well, Jax Romulus. Fancy meeting you again here.
And I do know her name, and you just said it, but somehow I'm a goldfish. What was it again?
Kalia.
Kalia. So I guess this would take us... This would be the first time we confirm that she is, in fact, a sister of battle, and there's 2 more with her and this priest. And we're standing in this weird robotic statue that we accessed at the sewer level, escaping a mob of angry people.
Yes. And I think you were looking for an elevator up to the surface.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. And you've got with you a couple of people. You had Cortez Barboza, you have Arl Thalia, and you have Karna Phaedrus.
Let's see, Kalia, you're kind of a badass.
She smiles and she nods and she says, Mr. Romulus, those of us in the Adeptus Sororitas do what we can to glorify the Emperor in every day of our lives, whether it be at a ball, on the dance floor, and she gives you a small smile, or down here in the underhive of Eutraxis, fighting against the recidivists and cleansing and purging for the Emperor.
Well, you're just the kind of person that I would hope to run into, hopefully. As it turns out, we work for an Inquisitor of high esteem, and we are ourselves rooting out some potential heretics, but certainly some dirty people, some bad people. Could use the help of the Sororitas.
Her eyes sort of light up when you say that, and she grins widely. And she says, Jax, you, an Arbites working for an Inquisitor, isn't that a conflict of interest?
You mean for my Arbites role?
Indeed. How do you find it serving 2 masters?
Well, my background is as an Arbitas, but I obviously left that behind when... God, what is his name again?
Inquisitor Hadrax Ishmael Ignatio Jacobim IV, you must surely mean.
Yes, of course. And I think I call him Jack or some shit.
I think you call him the Inquisitor. You're
Right.
the only person in his retinue that allows him to call him the Inquisitor.
You should have to pay experience for that skill. That's bullshit.
As I'm sure you understand, Kalia. No, it's not Kalia, right? Is it?
Yes, Callie.
It is Kalia. As you understand, Kalia, the Emperor has given me a chance at a higher calling, and while the job of being an Arbitas is an honorable one, if I can travel the galaxy with my fine friends here and root out greater evils, I think then that is the better calling.
And she bows her head and she says, "As the Emperor wills it, so it must be. But Jax, what is it you're searching for?"
Well, shit. Right now, we're kind of just looking to get up to the higher levels. We got some problems. There was a corrupt Arbitas, a local Arbitas, rather, that had rallied together quite a mob of people. And they had come looking for us while we were just doing a hunting party down here. And as soon as we were done with the hunting party, I think the plan was to just get back to work on this house that seems to have some heretics rooted into it.
Which house?
This is where
Oh God.
I would say the name.
So take a quick look here.
Hopefully.
I think, did I actually do that? Yeah. In the handouts section of Roll20, I've pasted a characters handout. And I've got...
Is it House Phaedrus or Ophelia?
And so it is House
Well, it's not.
Phaedrus is the
That's
woman
right.
that you are currently with. And it's House Ophelia is the house that you were investigating. And Ruck Thurstrom, the man that you just killed, is affiliated with House Ophelia.
The fuck? Where's the handout section? And that sounds like something I haven't heard in 10 years.
The
but-
second icon at the top right, going from left to right.
It looks like a little newspaper in Roll20.
Yeah. Characters. Nice.
Yeah. And then we've got Master
awesome.
Theseus Ophelia, Carrie Ophelia, Enforcer Craig, Ruck Thurstrom. And then in House Phaedrus, we've got Matron Carna Phaedrus, Judica Phaedrus, who's the daughter you saved, Lupus, Mortician Victus, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
Mortician in Training Rax. And then we've met Planetary Governors Area Theopoia, Ella Tyrannus, Cortez Barboza. You best believe he's dead and never coming back, because it's true. We met
Rip in peace.
a strangely alluring woman named Diona, who approached Eli very recently. We met Arl Thalia, who danced with Fricks and is now with you and has
Fish
expressed
taco guy.
great interest in her. Yeah, fish tacos.
Rat
Absolutely.
taco, I thought.
Or rat
Yeah,
taco.
rat
sorry.
taco.
Yeah,
Yeah, rat taco.
Probably
Yeah.
both, really.
Yeah,
I don't
likes
think he
tacos more.
discriminates against his tacos. We met Jerichus and we met Kalia Rexus. So, just in case you ever need to jog that memory, because I recognize
Yes.
it's been about like 7 or 8 months since we played last.
Ophelia, House
Oh, this is
Ophelia.
awesome. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
again. So it's House Phaedrus that is the bad one, right?
No, Phaedrus
No.
is the one you're currently working
Ophelia.
with. Ophelia is the one you're investigating.
I think you should leave the information sorting to someone more competent, Jax.
I'll get it. Usually takes me about an hour to remember this entire game. And then I'm dropping names like a tot. Yes, Callie, it's House Ophelia, actually, that we're investigating. They had abducted young Miss Phaedrus, and we have reason to believe that the corruption runs deep with them.
Yes.
My goodness, abducted the daughter Phaedrus. Well, that is a very serious crime. Do you have any strong proof of this action?
Oh, yeah.
We saved her
Yeah.
I see.
and returned her.
And her testimony is the linchpin of your case.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. We got that.
She-
There was a few people that were reporting to House Ophelia that we actually interrogated ourselves. So while we don't have, I don't think a lot of physical evidence per se, we know where to look.
I understand. Well, gentlemen, we must wish you the best of luck in your endeavors, but unfortunately we are unable to render you assistance at this time. As
Well, understandable. That would be
our
like
calling is here in the Underhive, where we must purge every last recidivist and false prophet from the Underhive. And the two women on each side of her, sort of nod fervently and clasp their hands over their hearts. What's his name? The priest, Zarkov. He comes over and walks over to you, and he says, "Gentlemen, my ladies, if you are so interested, I do happen to have an elevator which I use here in the Fane. It will take you up."
I found the elevator. I found the elevator. 100 thrown gelt.
What? Franks, I'm the one that told you to investigate this shit. It's my throwing guilt.
I found the elevator.
Karna Phaedrus like slashes her hand down towards her side and she says, "Both of you shut up. As far as I'm concerned, Ecclesiarchy priest Zarkov found the elevator. So, good priest, here for you, 100 thrown gelt." And she pulls out a pouch at her side and pulls out a couple larger denomination coins and drops them into his hand. And he gingerly bends his fingers around the coin and he says, "Matron Phaedrus, this will allow us to do great works in the service of the Emperor."
I clasp my hands to my head, spin around, and start to eject incense all over the place in a stressful act. I can't stand the fighting.